Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Nick's Wednesday night quiz. It's back again. Last and final week tonight. It's going to be the last Wednesday night quiz I do, unfortunately, but never mind. It's been great. So many teams have helped support us over the last 18 months or something like that, but the quiz has been running. I've got a bit of the wife's going to put the washing machine on, so we might hear some strange noises in the next minute when it does this final spin. At the moment, it's chugging along in the background, but you probably can't hear it at the moment, but you surely will before the end. Let's hope it's all over before the quiz starts. Anyway, it's great to see so many people. How many people? We've got 7 teams online at the moment. It's more to join us, I'm sure. So let me just have a quick rundown with everybody about now, it wasn't last Wednesday because, of course, I missed a Wednesday. Last week we were looked after very well by our hosts in Worcester, and congratulations and thank you very much for that. Tonight, we'll just run through the teams from a week last Wednesday and where they finished. Now, week last Wednesday, we had some fantastic scores. We had 1 or 2 teams get near perfect scores. There was Ian with his bottle of IPA, normally with his bottle of Shiraz, but that night he was in inspired form. Ian with his bottle of IPA, along with Split the Difference, both managed a fantastic 66 points, which was incredible. They were hotly pursued by Mick and Bev Roberts on 64 points, and this was out of a possible 67, I think, last week. And then we had the famous 5, PRS, Home Alone 6, and the Teasers all managed a fantastic 64 points, with Carol Green and the Yorkies with their highest ever score, 63 points. Really getting into the spirit of doing their quizzes now, the Yorkies, and fair play to them. Pick and Mix weren't far behind. They managed 61 points. And then we had a few teams. We had Michelle, Charlie and James, the Wheatlinks, and Jane Gifford, who, of course, was on her own that week. I don't know what the her husband was doing, probably watching the football or something, on 58 points. Penny Graham had a very respectable 56 points with Russ, Sarah, James and Joe. They were on 56.5. Booby Bride's girls weren't far behind on 55. Penny Graham on 51 and Bring Up the Rear on 49 points. So well played then. Faye's just saying, hey, Nick and Lydia, hope all is well. Really missed you last week. Glad you're back. That's what I like to see. Thanks, Faye. Great to see you. I hope you've had a good week anyway. And I hope you're raring to come out and try and join us for 1 or 2 quizzes that we do back when the pubs reopen. So we have got Ian's just joining us. He says, evening from Hogwatch Towers. Good evening to you, Ian. I hope you're keeping well. And yes, as I was saying, Faye, we start a new quiz at the Alexandra Arms next Thursday. So I won't be doing a Wednesday quiz from now on because I'll be hopefully taking part in a quiz at the Alexandra Arms on a Thursday night. They will start at 8 for 8:30. You'll probably have to book a table at the moment. I've got Kevin Starkey doing the quiz. Now, he used to run the quiz for the last few years at the Jolly Abbot on a Thursday night, but Jolly Abbot has been on the market again and again and again, and I don't think he's been invited to go back because it's currently not open anyway at the moment. So he's going to transfer his quiz, and he's said he's going to come and do a quiz for us on a Thursday night for 8:30. And Kevin's always good value for money. A bit of a laugh, really, when he's not watching Liverpool playing football, but never mind. Now then, let me just pop through the rounds tonight. Tell you what we're actually going to be doing tonight. We have 6 rounds of general knowledge. We've got Wednesday the 30th of June. Wednesday the 30th of June, you've got a possible 17 correct answers in that first round, if you can get them all right. We follow that with a round called Games. It's something to do themed around games. Round number 4 is a themed round, again, around the word cross this time. So either cross will appear in the answer or it will appear in the question. Round number 4 is a mystery letter round, which I'm sure Roy will be keen to try and get out of me. Mystery letter round where all the answers will start with the same letter. The tricky bit is to try and figure out what that letter is. Good evening, Lids. Lydia's just walked through the door, so we are now. I would say we're core 8, but we're not. There's only 3 of us. So we are a 3, aren't we? And raring to go with tonight's quiz. Round number 5 tonight is a connections round. A connections round Basically, 2 sets tonight. I have 4 general knowledge questions where question 5 and question 10 asks for a connection between the previous answers. And then round number 6 is a general trivia round tonight, a general trivia night. A general trivia round, 10 general knowledge questions. Only 2 testing tonight, 1 or 2 you might have to work out. So Ian said, good evening, he's on Hogwatch. Jane said, on her lonesome again tonight, Graham's playing snooker. That's what he was doing 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? He was playing snooker. I'm a sports fan, but not keen on snooker. PRS, they're saying, good evening, PRS, signing in for the last Wednesday night quiz. Well, thanks for supporting us all this time, PRS. You've done a sterling job, and I'm sure you'll carry on doing the Sunday quiz throughout August. Jane saying, one eye on the tennis. How are we doing with the tennis, by the way? I don't know how Andy was. He was playing tonight, wasn't he? I think he was playing earlier. Whether he's still out on court, I don't know, but never mind. Somebody will tell me. Sarah's saying, evening, Nick. No Joe again tonight. She's still on holiday. Outrageous, I know. Just us and James. Well, that's all we need. Come on, James. Get the brains out, see what science, what questions have I got for you tonight? I'm not sure. Ian's back tonight. Ian, after winning 2 weeks ago, or a shared winning place, he's back tonight, not with his IPA, but he's back with his bottle of trusty Shiraz. So good evening to you, Ian. Chris has just joined us. He's saying, good evening, Nick and Liz. Good evening, Chris. I hope you're all right. It's one set all, says Jane. Mike Yates has just signed in. He said, Evening Al something, meaning evening all, I mean, he said. Good evening, Mike. I know what it's like when you make a typo and you can't correct it. It's bad news, isn't it? Cornish Dykes also just joined us. So good evening to Carol. Did very well a couple of Wednesdays ago. And we had a cracking turnout actually on Sunday, and there were some very good scores on last Sunday as well. So well played if you took part in those. Now then, as an aside, the Sunday quiz will be running right the way up and through July. So you've got at least 4 weekends in July. I don't know whether there's 5, but there might be. You've got 4 more quizzes anyway. Because we're going to start the Victoria Inn Sunday night quiz, which is always very popular. We're going to restart that on the 1st of August. Due to the fact that I'm going away on 1 or 2 occasions, and I don't want to really leave it in everybody else's hands. And it depends how far England progress, of course, in the magnificent European Championships, which we're doing very well in at the moment. Let's not count our chickens yet. They seem to think we're going to drift our way past Ukraine and Denmark. And if they think that's the case, they've got another thing coming. Both games are going to be a real test of character, so we will see whether we've got to get through one first before we possibly get the second. I don't know, I've talked some rubbish, football pundits, but there we have it. It's one of those things. Right, Penny's just joined us. So she's saying, hello, Nick and Lydia. Hello, Penny. I hope you're keeping well. Michelle's also just joined us. She said, good evening, everyone. We are all here tonight, James, Charlie, and myself. We really miss our Wednesday night quizzes. I know, it's a great shame. Never mind, Michelle. You'll have to think about coming and doing the Thursday night one in town. I know it's a bit of a trek for you, but you might enjoy it. Mick and Bev have joined us. So good evening to Mick and Bev. Let's see whether you can go one better tonight, Mick. I think runners up last Wednesday night quiz on 65 points. Fantastic score. Jackie's just joined us. Good evening, Jackie. And Roy's just saying, don't count our chicken Kievs. Yes, I wouldn't count anything on chicken Kievs. Yes. Yes, Carol, it's quite exciting for the nation. I thought we were a bit cagey a little bit in that first half against the Germans, but it was a good goal all the same, although he then nearly gave a clanger away, didn't he? But never mind. We polished it off nicely, and it was great to beat them. And I think it definitely lifted the spirits as everybody needed that. I can't think what it must have been like to be a German supporter, but never mind. Much the same as we've been every time in the last, God knows how many championships. Oh, excellent. Well done, Michelle. That'd be lovely. Great to see you there then. You can take me on. We'll see how we do with fair. Oh dear. I might be able to write quizzes, but I can't answer all the questions, that's for sure. I wish I could. Right, Clive, Janet and the Teasers have just joined us. Hi, all from the Teasers. We'll miss you. I know we'll miss you too. Do remember we are carrying on, as I said, with the Sunday nights right the way up until through July. So we've got at least another 4 Sunday nights anyway. But yes, it's a shame when we got used to doing a Wednesday night quiz I think Lydia's got used to coming around on a Wednesday night and watching a bit of TV afterwards together. We've been doing a rerun of, what have we been watching recently? Gavin and Stacey. We watched all that all the way through. And what else did we watch? I can't remember what the other series. Cold Feet, wasn't it? Cold Feet. We started back at series 1 and went all the way through that. So it does show you how long we've been locked down, so to speak, and in this dreaded situation, but never mind. Now, I expect one or two of you are beginning to think about booking holidays and whatever. What? Oh, have I? I'm in trouble. Apparently, I took both the openers, but never mind. Right, let me just go back to basics and just tell you what we're doing tonight. We're starting off tonight. Round number 1 will be entitled Wednesday, the 30th of June. Wednesday, the 30th of June. That gives 17 possible answers to round 1, or correct answers to round 1. Round number 2 is entitled Games, something to do and centered around games. Round number 3 is basically a themed round using the word cross. So cross will appear in the answer or in the question somewhere. Round number 4 is a mystery letter round. You'll be pleased to know I like a good old mystery letter round. 10 general knowledge questions. All the answers start with the same letter. So all you've got to do is figure the correct letter, and then you should be able to work them all out backwards if you haven't got them already. Then we've got a connections round. Now tonight I've got 2 sets of 4 general knowledge questions, where question 5 and question 10 will ask for a connection between the previous answers. And then, as always, we end up with just some general trivia. For round number 6. Now, as some of you might know or don't know, when we do the Sunday night quiz at the Victoria Inn, it is a bit longer, the quiz, as PRS will vouch. Although we're going to try and start the quiz a little bit earlier. I was thinking maybe we could start the Sunday night quiz at 8 o'clock instead of 8:30. When we restart it, that will mean that people can get away that little bit earlier. Because on a Sunday night, of course, not only do we have 6 rounds of general knowledge, we also have a picture round and 2 music rounds, which makes it a marathon 9 rounds. What's that? Oh, and we have play your cards, right? So it does tend to stretch the evening out, especially as the host, have a bit of a gas between rounds as well. So that makes it even more complicated. But I think on a Sunday night, we're going to bring it forward to 8 o'clock instead of the 8:30 start that we used to have. Right, Martin's just joined us saying, good evening from the Half Links, a joint Dunchurch and Lennesley Zoom gathering. Excellent, that's what I like to see. Which half are you there, Martin? Are you in Llanelli at the moment? Anna and Dave have just joined us, so good evening to David and Anderson. And Pete Robinson, the famous 5, signing in, and the famous 5 also did remarkably well. A week last Wednesday, they were in 3rd tied place on 64 points. Along with PRS, Home Alone 6 and the Teasers. Fantastic results, actually, a week last Wednesday. We had Ian and his IPA, along with Split the Difference. They won the quiz on 66 points, with Mick and Bev on 65 points. Then we had on 64 points, the famous 5 who have just joined us, PRS, Home Alone 6 and the Teasers, all on 64 points. And I must not mention the Yorkies, who had their highest ever score. This is week last Wednesday with 63 points. And they've come a lot. They've come on a lot since they've been doing the quiz. Learning a format's a big, important thing. And they tied with Carol Green on 63 points. So well done them. Right, we have just a minute to go, and then we'll get into this quiz. So I've given you the rounds already. I will just get up on my screen what we're actually doing tonight so I can see it. I hope you can all see me. I hope you're all zoomed in with your teams or however you connect with your other half of a team. I know my wife uses WhatsApp between all those. She has a WhatsApp group and they all fire in the answers. Other teams use Zoom and some of them just watch it on YouTube, which is pretty straightforward, really, I suppose. If you can, right, let's get going with this quiz then. So round 1, as always, we're using the initial letters of the word Wednesday, the 2 numbers 3 and 0, followed by the TH, and then the 4 letters of the word June, June. Round 5, double jeopardy. What have I put? Oh, yes, double jeopardy tonight, Carol. Never mind, you'll be all right. You're getting the hang of these rounds now. Right then, here we go. Starting with a letter W. It's a two-word answer. Person's name. You Were Always on My Mind was a US country #1 and also a UK hit single for which country singer born in Texas in 1933? Might be a bit tricky, that one, to start you off. So question 1, You Were Always on My Mind was a US country #1 and also a UK hit single for which country singer born in Texas in 1933? Question number 2, starting with the letter E. Which international airport in southern Uganda on Lake Victoria was the scene of a hostage situation and a rescue operation in July 1976, when soldiers from the Israeli army freed over 100 hostages following a hijack by a group of Palestinian hijackers? I put hijacking in there twice. That's not very good. Never mind. So question 2 again. Which international airport in southern Uganda on Lake Victoria was the scene of a hostage situation and a rescue operation in July 1976 when soldiers from the Israeli army freed over 100 hostages following a hijacking by a group of Palestinian hijackers? There was also a good film made out of that one, I think. Round number 3. Appointed in 2017 and including her title, who is the current head of London's Metropolitan Police Service? Chris says he's been there. Oh dear. So question number 3 again. Appointed in 2017 and including her title, who is the current head of London's Metropolitan Police Service? I'm after a 3-word answer. Question number 4 starts with the letter N, which makes it a bit easier for you. The moa, the large extinct flightless bird resembling the emu, was native to which country? So starting with the letter N, the moa, the large extinct flightless bird resembling the emu, was native to which country? Question number 5, starting with the letter E, which should help you. It's a 3-word answer, which will also help you. What is the full name of the English rock band co-formed in 1970 by songwriter, multi-instrumentalist Jeff Lynne, who was born in Birmingham in the December of 1947? So question number 5 again. What is the full name of the English rock band co-formed in 1970 by singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist Jeff Lynne, who was born in Birmingham in the December of 1947? Roy, you're on the right lines there, Roy. Multi-international, yes. I can understand that. Be all right if it started with the same letter, but it doesn't. Oh, I should have had this in the games round, but never mind. Question number 6, starting with the letter S. Which children's game based on hide and seek, in which one child hides and the other child, as they find the hider, join him in her hiding place until just one child remains, shares its name with a type of fish? Yeah, I'm not sure why I've written that like that, but never mind. Oh yeah, it can't make sense. So I kind of. Faye's just saying she's on the Pinot Grigio tonight. Ian saying, wonder if you put a Coldplay in before we finish the quiz. I think we ought to have a round on Coldplay, ought we not? Just for the hell of it, but never mind. Question number 6 again. Which children's game based on hide and seek in which one child hides and the other children, as they find the hider, join him or her in the hiding place until one child remains, shares its name with a type of fish? It was a good game, that was. I used to enjoy that. Yeah, more as adults, obviously. Yes, it was a far better game. Teenagers or adults. Question number 7. Let's get less frivolous. Starting with the letter D, the river Jordan flows through the Sea of Galilee and empties into which salt lake? So question number 7 again. The river Jordan flows through the Sea of Galilee and empties into which salt lake? What's he put? Roy, did you? Oh, where was his joke? Sorry, no, I missed it. Roy's just put, hey, Nick, I was having a meal in Llanfairpwllgwyngyll, Llanfairpwllgwyngyll in Wales, and I asked the waitress to say the name of the place we were in very slowly. So she said Burger King. That's very clever. Hey, you're trying to get me to say that word again, aren't you? Llanfairpwllgwyngyll, but I don't know any further than that. Question number 8. The Kiss of 1886 and The Thinker of 1880 are both notable works by which French sculptor? It's a 2-word answer I'm after. So The Kiss in 1886 and The Thinker in 1880 are both notable works by which French sculptor? I need his first name and his surname. And as a clue, his first name starts with an A. Question number 9. What is a town, port and civil parish in the west of the Isle of Wight? The town is named for its location at the mouth of a river with part the same name. So question number 9 again. What is a town, port and civil parish in the west of the Isle of Wight? The town is named for its location at the mouth of a river with part the same name. Ian's just saying, don't know about Hogwatch, more squirrels at the moment. Yes, we were feeding the squirrels today, Ian. Took the grandkids to Daventry Park and we were sat there having our picnic. These squirrels, there were 2 of them, weren't there? Racing about. Oh, saw lots of things today. Cygnets, swans, ducks, Canada geese. 3 rats. Loads of squirrels. Loads of different birds. Some beetles. Some cow parsley. Oh dear. Question number 10 starts with the number 3. Starting with the number 3. What is the boiling point of water using the scientific Kelvin scale of temperature measurement? So what is the boiling point of water using the scientific Kelvin scale of temperature measurement? See, my wife's straight down with that one. Carol saying we have 3 seagull chicks on our roof. Oh my God. You turning into Chris Backham. Oh dear. I didn't take my binoculars, Robin. You'll be all right. I did see a great leg goose, I have to say. I saw an Egyptian goose the other week at Coombe Abbey. That's interesting. Right then, here we go. Question number 11. What number is used as the area dialing code for the city of Liverpool? Have any of us got Liverpudlian friends or Scouse mates, as you might want to call them? So what number is used as the area dialing code for the city of Liverpool?
You changed that question?
Oh, yeah, I did, because it didn't start with the right number. Oh, sorry. Lids will have to I changed that question because it started with the number 6, which didn't kind of work with a 0. So I'll read it out for Lydia. What number is used as the area dialing code for the city of Liverpool? Bit of Nigella on TV, lovely. Just wait. That's Kev Starkey. Right, question number 12. This is a bit trickier. What is a chemical element with the Latin name meaning earth? It was discovered in the 18th century in a gold ore near the city of Alba Iulia in Romania. So question 12 again, what is a chemical element with the Latin name meaning earth? It was discovered in the 18th century in a gold ore near today's city of Alba Iulia in Romania. Poor old Carol. Now that's things I wouldn't want nesting on my roof. Of all the birds you could have nesting on your roof, 3 seagull chicks. Yeah, must keep you awake with all them damn things. Last time I went to the seaside, we were woken up at 4 in the morning by blooming seagulls. They could hear him in Worcester. Even in Worcester, they come as far inland as Worcester. I suppose that's up the river. Question number 13, starting with the letter H. With which athletics event would you principally associate Dick Fosbury, who was born in Oregon in the March of 1947? We had somebody else born in 1947 5 minutes ago. Who was that? Oh, yeah. Jeff Lynne. He was born in 1947. Same year as Dick Fosbury. Not a lot of people know that. Oh, Liz, number 14. Just leave the bit that says on this day, will you? Just delete that. Question number 14. Listen carefully. After obtaining a 45-second divorce from her 4th spouse, Swedish businessman Peter Holm, which actress claimed that she did not want any more husbands? So 2-word answer starting with the letter J, which helps you somewhat. So after obtaining a 45-second divorce from her 4th spouse, Swedish businessman Peter Holm, which actress claimed that she did not want any more husbands? I don't know why she'd gone to the trouble of having 4 in the first place, to be quite honest. There you go. Question number 15, starting with the letter U. In the building industry, what name is given to the process of strengthening the foundation of an existing building or other structure? Just a one-word answer I'm after. So in the building industry, what name is given to the process of strengthening the foundation of an existing building or another structure? I think it's a one word. It might be a hyphenated word, that one, but I don't know. My computer doesn't seem to have queried the grammar. Here's put one of the Hogleys came out early last night, about 19:30. Obviously can't tell the time. Oh, well, that's fair enough. Perhaps hungry. Oh. Well, the next one's supposed to start with an N, and it doesn't. Oh, I've made a mistake. Question number 16. You'll just have to answer the correct question. Starting with the letter T, obviously in the month of June. Tanks rolled into which square in Beijing in order to break up a peaceful student-led protest on June the 4th, 1989. I'm sure most of you will know that one. I'm sorry that didn't start with the letter N. Obviously not checked that one. So question 16. Tanks rolled into which square in Beijing in order to break up a peaceful student-led protest on June the 4th, 1989. Lydia, of course, I didn't send her the quiz until... Lots of men in it. And finally, question number 17, which does end or start with the letter E. You'll be pleased to know musicians Joe Walsh, Timothy B. Schmidt, and Don Henley, who were all born in 1947, are members of which multi-award-winning American rock ensemble? You could call it a band, I suppose. Just sounds a bit better. So question 17, musicians Joe Walsh, Timothy B. Schmidt, and Don Henley, who were all born in 1947, there are another three that were born in 47, are members of which multi-award-winning American rock ensemble? Yeah, he spotted that. Well spotted, Ian. I must have taken some of these questions from the 1947 round, obviously. I do remember that starts with the letter E. Something you'll all have heard of. One word answer. Oh, some. I think the air ambulance has just flown over. Okay then, everybody, that's the end of round one. Wednesday the 30th of Jute. So Wednesday the 30th of Jute. Yes, quite. Thanks, Robin. Well, you know me. It's just like the genre that I put Coldplay into, obviously, you know, an ensemble of musicians. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, then let's get some marking done after round one, then see how you've all fared. I don't think there was anything particular. Well, there were one or two very tricky ones in there, but hopefully you got your head around them. And the letters help enormously, as you know. So question one, the country singer I was after, of course, was Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson, well done if you got that. You were always on my mind. Number two, the international airport in southern Uganda, which Chris has obviously been to, is Entebbe. Entebbe. I think the film was called Raid on Entebbe. I'm not sure when that was released. Number three, I wanted the London's Metropolitan Police Service. The current head is Dame Cressida Dick. Dame Cressida Dick. I know she's had, I think, 3 times she's been asked to resign in the last 6 months, I think, but never mind. Number four, the Moa, of course, was native to New Zealand. Number five, I was after the Electric Light Orchestra even. Number 6, a game of sardines. Number 7 was the Dead Sea. Number 8 was Augustin Rodin. Number 9 was Yarmouth. I was after that small Port, of course, the River Yar, apparently. The boiling point of water in Kelvin is 373 degrees Kelvin. The number for Liverpool, city of Liverpool, is 0151. That chemical element with a Latin name meaning earth is tellurium. Well done if you got that, tellurium. You might have been able to work that out from earth. Number 13, of course, was the high jump. Number 14 was Joan Collins that doesn't want any more husbands. Number 15 is called underpinning of buildings. Number 16 was Tiananmen Square. Yes, that just fitted in with the word jute, I suppose. And number 17, of course, were the Eagles. So well done if you got that. Jackie's just said, just seen air ambulance heading off towards A45 by the look of it. Yes, probably on the right direction. Yes, you're probably right there, Jackie. Could be going back to Coventry, I suppose. Anyway, let's have some scores in after round one, see how I've done. So the famous 5 done remarkably well with a 16 straight off. Carol Green, however, with a 17. Well, that's some going, Carol. Well played you. PRS with a 15. Mick Roberts with a 16. Sarah, Russ, James with a... Yes, wait a minute. Sarah, Russ and James with a 14. We've got Ian with his bottle of Shiraz. He's on a 17. Well done, Ian. Jane Gifford on her own tonight on 16. Mike Yates is on 16. Michelle, Charlie and James are on 14. We've got David Ann Anderson on 14. Penny Graham's on 13. The half lengths, said Martin's on 16. The Home Alone 6 are on 14. Any more scores to come in? We've got Ian Miller on 15. The Booby Prize girls are on 14. So well played, all you teams. We've got some cracking scores in there. Wasn't expecting quite so many high scores, actually, but never mind. Robin's just put, I always thought that Woody Nelson was a very unpleasant wrestling hold. I don't think I'd want one of those, though. Robin, thank you very much. Sounds very unpleasant to me. Clive and Janet, the teasers, 16 points. So it's all to play for as we go into round number 2, which is a general knowledge, 10 general knowledge questions themed around games. Something to do with games. So here we go. Question number 1. Which famous female singer provided backing vocals on the Peter Gabriel song Games Without Frontiers? It's a very well-known song, whether you know who's singing in the background. He did have quite a lot of connection, to be fair, with this singer over his time. So which famous female singer provided backing vocals on the Peter Gabriel song Games Without Frontiers? You don't know what's coming in this round, Ian. Oh dear. What about Muffin the Mule? It was a good party game, that one, wasn't it, Ian? Question number 2. What is the name of the international sporting event for wounded, injured and sick service people that was founded in 2014 by Prince Harry and was inspired by his visit to the Warrior Games in the USA? So question 2 again. What is the name of the international sporting event for wounded, injured and sick service people that was founded in 2014 by Prince Harry and was inspired by his visit to the Warrior Games in the USA? Question number 3. In bridge or whist, if a hand is described as a Yarborough, what does it actually mean? So question 3 again. In bridge or whist, if a hand is described as a Yarborough, what does it actually mean? Question 4. Which Irish group's only UK top 10 hit single came in 1982 with the song theme from Harry's Game. Very well-known bit of music, that. Well, I think it is anyway. So which Irish group's only UK top 10 hit single came in 1982 with the song theme from Harry's Game? A bit more music in tonight. That'll probably be the last one. What's that? Question number 5, something we all used to enjoy this, well, maybe not all of us, on the TV show The Generation Game. What would always be among the prizes that you could pass, that would pass along the conveyor belt for contestants to try and recall and win? Don't mention microwave, that only came up once every other time. So on the TV show The Generation Game, what would always be among the prizes that would pass along the conveyor belt for contestants to try to recall and win? You have to say it was a very good game by any standards, wasn't it, that? Quite clever. The wife reminded me that I put a can of Strongbow in the freezer. My teeth. They're tittering here, Ian. Question number 6. The term glorious 12th refers to the 12th day of August being the start of the shooting season for which game bird? So question 6 again, the term glorious 12th refers to the 12th day of August being the start of the shooting season for which game bird? Katie Price. Come on in, question number 7. You'll be able to get this one in. Just use your imagination. The 1992 novel Gerald's Game by Stephen King is about a woman whose husband dies of a heart attack whilst she is handcuffed to what? Ian's agreeing. So the 1992 novel Gerald's Game by Stephen King is about a woman whose husband dies of a heart attack whilst she is handcuffed to what? I thought Ian was bound to come back with some smut with that one, but never mind. Question number 8. Which company developed the handheld video game console, the Game Boy? It's pretty straightforward on that, I think. So which company developed the handheld video game console called the Game Boy? Right, I've changed brews now. I'm on a lighter IPA now. What's that? Question number 9. With his autobiography being entitled My Life with the Beautiful Game, which footballer is generally credited with making the phrase the beautiful game synonymous with football? So question 9 again, with his autobiography being titled My Life and the Beautiful Game, Which footballer is generally credited with making the phrase "the beautiful game" synonymous with football? And question number 10, always used to be amusing on television, hosted by Terry Wogan when it was first broadcast in 1979, which TV game show was based on an American show called Match Game? You had some cracking contestants on that, I remember. So question 10 again, hosted by Terry Wogan when it was first broadcast in 1979, which TV game show was based on an American show called Match Game? There we have it. 10 fairly straight questions on something to do with games. I hope you've done well in those rounds. It's been a beautiful evening this evening. Dull all day today. Couldn't get any charge in the car whatsoever. And yet this evening's been fine. What a shame. Okay then, everybody, I expect you've all got some answers down for those. So scribble something down and we'll do some marking after that round, see how you fared. So question number 1, which famous female singer provided backing vocals on the Peter Gabriel song Games Without Thrill and Tears? That was Kate Bush. In fact, I think it was Peter Gabriel that launched her career, really. Question number 2 was the Invictus Games. Question number 3, in bridge or whist, a hand described as a Yarborough. Basically, it contains no cards over the number 9. So basically, no royal cards whatsoever or 10s. So a Yarborough means it contains no cards over the number 9. Question number 4, the Irish group I was after that played Theme from Harry's Game, their only UK top hit single. That was from Clannad. Number 5, was the Cuddly Toy. Number 6, the term Glorious 12th refers to the 12th day of August being start of the shooting season for the grouse. Number 7, in 1992, novel, of course, she was chained to a bed when her husband suffered a heart attack. Number 8 was the Nintendo, of course, the Game Boy. Number 9 was Pele, who was credited with making the beautiful game synonymous with football, and hosted with Terry Wogan. TV game show I wanted was Blankety Blank, of course. Clive's just saying, Pink Floyd launched Bush's career. Them heavy people from first album is about them. All right, okay. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in. So I've all fared. See how we're all doing with a running total after round number 2. So we've got David Anderson Strayman, 22 points. Doing very well there. This, of course, is out of a maximum 27 points. So we've got Mick and Bev on 26. We've got Mike Yates on 24. Home Alone 6 are on 22. PRS are on 24. Michelle and Charlie and James are on 23 points. The famous 5 are on 25. We've got Carol Green yet to drop a point, 27 points. Ian's on 24 points. Sarah saying not as horrendous a score as we anticipated. 20 altogether. Ian with his bottle of Shiraz, he's added 10 to his score, so they're on 27. The half lengths are on 26. Jane all on her own tonight, so on 24. The Booby Prize girls are on the 23. The split the difference and moved on to 26 points. So some very close scores there. We've got a couple of teams still on full points. Carol Green and Ian with his bottle of Shiraz. But numerous teams, there's 3 or 4 teams on 26 points. So if you haven't already got your scores in, get them in before we go into round number 3, which tonight is entitled Cross. We've got 10 general knowledge questions themed around the word cross. They're all themed around the word cross. Oh, Clive and Janet the Teasers in with 23 points. Right, something to do with cross in the Harry Potter. Let's start that again. Question number 1. In the Harry Potter books, what is the name of the train that leaves from platform 9 3/4 at King's Cross Station. So in the Harry Potter books, what is the name of the train that leaves from platform 9 3/4 at King's Cross Station? Question number 2, Noughts and Crosses is a paper and pencil game for 2 players. But what is the equivalent game called in the United States of America? So question 2 again, Noughts and Crosses is a paper and pencil game for 2 players. But what is the equivalent game called in the USA? I'm going to add a word to this one, needs to make it a little bit easy. Question number 3. The only UK hit single by Christopher Cross came in 1982 with the theme song to which comedy film? I think you call it a comedy anyway. It's quite funny. So question 3 again. The only UK hit single by Christopher Cross came in 1982 with the theme song to which comedy film? There's a bit of a clue in this one if you listen carefully or read Lydia's literature. Question number 4. The Petrine cross is an inverted Latin crucifix which is traditionally used as a Christian symbol, but with which of Christ's apostles is it associated? You better just have a look at the question written down. The Petrine cross is an inverted Latin crucifix which is traditionally used as a Christian symbol, but with which of Christ's apostles is it associated? Question number 4 for all you film goers. Before going on to play Darth Vader in Star Wars, who played the Green Cross man in a series of Green Cross Code road safety adverts aimed at children? Imagine the same bloke. The force be with you. Children, stop there. See you. So before going on to play Darth Vader in Star Wars, who played the Green Cross man in a series of Green Cross Code road safety adverts aimed at children? What's the input? Was looking earlier this week at ZZ Top frontman Billy Gibbons' car collection. Brilliant. Wish I'd spent a few days there. Well, Ian's, as I know, Ian's very much into his cars. He was taking pictures of his cars. Robin's just imagine Darth Vader with a West Country accent. Oh, Penny got an emergency call. Sorry to hear that, Penny. And 19 after rounds 1 and 2. I hope you're catching up with those, Penny. I will take my time. Question number 6. This is one for the men. Which underwear brand, founded soon after World War II, is well known for its Cross Your Heart bra? I put found. It meant founded. So question number 6. Which underwear brand, founded soon after World War II, is well known for its Cross Your Heart bra? question number 7. This is one I definitely wouldn't have got. Featuring novels including Double Cross and Crossfire, which British author wrote the series of young adult novels called Noughts and Crosses? Somebody's going to know that, I know. Somebody will have read it. So featuring novels including Double Cross and Crossfire, which British author wrote the series of young adult novels called Noughts and Crosses? Question number 8. I'm sure you'll all get this one if you've been watching the football in any way, shape or form. Having been used by the kings of Denmark since the 14th century, what colour is the cross on their national flag? So question 8 again. Having been used by the kings of Denmark since the 14th century, what colour is the cross on their national flag? Number 9's another one I wouldn't have got. Stab in the dark, I'm afraid, with this one. Awarded to recognise acts of extreme bravery is the George Cross made of, and I'm going to give you the choice, is it made of gold, silver or bronze? So question number 9 again. Awarded to recognise acts of extreme bravery is the George Cross made of, and I'll always give you the choice, is it made of gold, silver or bronze? That's a tricky one. Question number 10 is one of those things that I could never really get my head around, but never mind. If a label on an item of clothing features a symbol consisting of a circle inside a square with a cross through them, this would indicate that you should not do what? So question 10 again. If a label on an item of clothing features a symbol consisting of a circle inside a square with a cross through them, this would indicate that you should not do what? I never could get my head around all those. It's when you get the one with the triangle with the train going through it and a tunnel and a cross and a hexagon around the outside. Eat it. Don't eat it. That's probably a correct answer. Oh, Martin knows it straight away, don't you, Martin? Sure you do all your washing. Oh, he's retracted it anyway. He was going to say something, but he didn't. Right, everybody, what set fire to it. Oh dear. You never know, you might do. Suppose no sheep. Oh dear. Right, there were 10 questions, something to do loosely on the word cross. So here we go then. Here are the answers. Pencils down, or bits of paper, or however you're doing it. In the Harry Potter books, of course, it was called the Hogwarts Express. I'm sure we got that. Noughts and Crosses is also called Tic-Tac-Toe. Number 3, that was a bit tricky. The only UK hit single for Christopher Cross came in 1982 with the theme from song from which comedy film? The film was called Arthur, of course, Arthur. Number 4, bit of a giveaway, the Petrine Cross. Of course, it's St. Peter I was after. Number 5, was David Prowse. Number 6 was Playtex. Number 7, I was after Mallory Blackman. Well, I don't know if you got that because I would never have got that in a million years. Mallory Blackman. Number 8, of course, the cross on the Danish flag is white. Number 9, I gave you the choice. Was it gold, silver, or bronze? Apparently, it's made of pure silver. Well, I don't know if you got that. And finally, number 10, you should not tumble dry it. So apparently a circle inside the square with a cross. This should indicate that you do not tumble dry it. Well, we've got some extra lighting going on. I don't know whether you noticed the difference there. The floodlights have gone in the studio. Right, we've got some scores coming in. Mick and Bev, 35 points. The Lonely Hearts Club, they're doing really well on 29 points. Ian Miller on 31 points. Sarah, Russ and James on 27 points. We've got the Halflinks on 35 points. David Anderson on 30. The Teasers have moved on to 29 points. Mike Yates is on 30. Carol Green, yet to drop a point, 37. Well played, you. The Famous Five are on 34. Split the difference on 35. Ian with his bottle of Shiraz, he's moved on well with 10 on 37 points. Home Alone 6 on 31.5. Michelle and Charlie and James are on 31. Jane, she was saying 30. Only 6 in that round. It was a bit tricky that round, I have to say, Jane. PRS with 33 points. So well done, PRS. Yes, and what did I say? Famous Five split the difference. So basically, got 2 teams. Carol's doing very well, although we've got connections to come, Carol. And it appears Ian's doing very well. He got 10 on that round. Good God, I don't think I'd have got 10 on that round anyhow, without any hope. But never mind, 6 or 7 maybe. And we've got Jackie Skip, the Booby Prize girl. She's saying 30.5 points. So well played, Jackie. Right, round number 4 is entitled You Horrible Tease. Round number 4 is a mystery letter round. Now, of course, I don't tell you. Penny's saying, sorry, 25, still catching up. Don't worry, Penny. Race is not to the swift, as they always say. I do all the washing, said Ian. It's just as well, isn't it? Oh, dear. I still haven't worked out half the symbols on the cooker, the washer, what's the other thing we got, lids? Well, even the fridge. I can't understand the fridge. It's got all these settings and things. Coffee machine took me half an hour. Well, I think I know all the symbols until one of the lights comes on. Then you think, what the hell's that for? You know, but never mind. Anyway, here we go. Mystery letter round. Here we go then. Question 1 is a 2-word answer. What is the second largest fish, weighing in at 2,200 kilos, which is 2.2 metric tons? It thankfully mostly feeds on plankton. So question number 1, what is the second largest fish, weighing in at 2.2 tons? It thankfully mostly feeds on plankton. Question number 2. These have gone around a bit, I have to say. Which group of Mediterranean islands were partially under British rule after the Treaty of Utrecht in 1713? So which group of Mediterranean islands were partially under British rule after the Treaty of Utrecht in 1713? Question number 3, this might give you the letter straight away. What is a handheld anti-tank weapon which was used extensively during World War II? It is also the name of a gel which is used to treat warts and verrucas. Well, it's a brand name anyway. So question 3 again. What is a handheld anti-tank weapon which was used extensively during World War II? It's also the name of a gel which is used to treat warts and verrucas. Question number 4. What was the surname of the first person to fly across the English Channel in a heavier-than-air aeroplane? He won a £1,000 prize, which had been offered by the Daily Mail. I think it was Mr. Selfridge got him to bring his plane and stick it in Selfridge's in London. He did, didn't he? I think. So question number 4 again. What was the surname of the first person to fly across the English Channel in a heavier-than-air aeroplane? He won a £1,000 prize, which had been offered by the Daily Mail. Not quite sure how you'd make an aeroplane lighter than air, I have to say, but never mind. I suppose you can make a balloon. Question number 5. Which chess pieces have starting squares of C1 and F1 for white and C8 and F8 for black? So question number 5. Which chess pieces have starting squares of C1 and F1 for white and C8 and F8 for black? Do remember all these answers should be starting now with the same letter. Question number 6. This is an interesting one. What is the Roy Job will get this one straight away. Oh, which one? Question number 6. What is the surname of a famous Italian goalkeeper? He won many major trophies, including a World Cup winners' medal and best goalkeeper of the tournament in 2006. Quite famous guy. I'm sure Roy will get this one. So question 6 again. What is the surname of a famous Italian goalkeeper? He won many major trophies, including a World Cup winners' medal and best goalkeeper of the tournament in 2006. Oh, no, we won't. Question number 7. What one word connects the 3 words contract, end, and Vauxhall? So question number 7, starting with the same letter, of course. What one word connects the 3 words contract, end, and Vauxhall? Question number 8. I hope you know your lighthouses. Which lighthouse was built in the 19th century 4 miles to the west of the Isles of Scilly? The rocks it stands on had been the site of a disaster of 1707 when 4 warships of the Royal Navy floundered and over 2,000 men lost their lives. It's an awful lot of people. When I was at sea, there were only 40 of us on the whole ship. And they were a bit bigger than these things. They carried a lot of people, clearly. So question number 8. Which lighthouse was built in the 19th century 4 miles to the west of the Isles of Scilly? The rocks it stands on had been the site of a disaster of 1707 when 4 warships of the Royal Navy floundered and over 2,000 men lost their lives. Question number 9. What is the surname of the classical composer who wrote the opera Carmen? It's an opera in 4 acts based on a novella of the same title by Prosper Mérimée. Mérimée. That's more like it. So question 9 again. What is the surname of the classical composer who wrote the opera Carmen? It's an opera in 4 acts based on a novella of the same title by Prosper Mérimée. Carmen. It's an opera about Italian garage mechanics. Oh dear, oh dear. It's very, very witty, that, Robin. Question number 10. What was the former name of Myanmar? It's a Southeastern Asian nation of more than 100 ethnic groups bordering India, Bangladesh, China, Laos, and Thailand. Spanish. Oh dear. Spanish car mechanics. Oh dear. So question 10 again. What was the former name of Myanmar? It is a Southeast Asian nation of more than 100 ethnic groups bordering India, Bangladesh, China, Laos, and Thailand. Cigar men. Oh dear. Okay then, everybody. I think hopefully most of you should have got the letter at least, even if you haven't got all the answers, but never mind. Quite a witty comment there from Robin. I like that one. even if Michelle's quite right, but there we have it. Right, the mystery letter round. We started off with the second largest fish. It weighs in at 2 metric tons. Thankfully, mostly feeds on plankton. It's called a basking shark. I did say it was a 2-word answer. It was a basking shark. Number 2 are the Balearics, of course, which were under British rule after the Treaty of Utrecht for a short while. Number 3 was a bazooka. Number 4 was Blériot, of course, that Frenchman. Number 5 were the Bishops. They stand on C1F1 and C8F8. Number 6 was Buffon, the famous goalkeeper. Number 7, of course, the word that connects end, contract, and Vauxhall is bridge end, Vauxhall bridge, of course, and contract bridge. Number 8, the lighthouse I was after. That was a bit tricky. That's the Bishop's Rock Lighthouse. Well done if you got that. Number 9, of course, was Bizet. And final number 10 was formerly called Burma. It certainly was in the UK, Burma. So well done if you got that. Right then, everybody, I'm expecting a few 9s or 10s on that round, so don't be shy at putting your scores in. Let's see how you've all fared before we go into the last couple of rounds. Round number 5, remember, is a connections round, which we all love to hate or hate to love. Some people are very good, some people aren't. Mick Roberts, 45 points. Split the difference, 45 points. We've got Jane Gifford. She's doing remarkably well, 39 points. The Lonely Hearts are on 36 points. Paris on 43. Carol Green still to drop a point, 47 points. The Teasers are on 38. We've got Sarah, Russ, and James on 35 points. David and Anderson on 39. Penny Graham's on 34. We've got Ian Miller on 38. Michelle, Charlie, and James are on 40. The Weaklings are on 44. Home Alone 6 are on 40 and a half. Mike Yates is on 39. The Famous 5 are on 43 points. So we're all doing pretty well there. So at the moment, and Ian, I've stood on the Bish Rock. That's fair enough. Oh dear. Fine, you weren't standing there in a force 10 at night. The Booby Prize girls have moved on to 36.5 points. So well played, the Booby Prize girls. Right then, we've still got two teams. We've got Ian with his bottle of Shiraz. He's not in his IPA tonight on 47 points. And we've got Carol Green on 47 points. Now, this is Carol's favourite round. She loves these. Connections. We've got two sets of general knowledge questions, two sets of four, where question 5 and question 10 will ask you for a connection between the previous 4 answers. Not too tricky tonight. So question number 1, which product has been marketed with the slogan, "How do you eat yours"? Come on, Carol, you'll know that one straight away, I'm sure. So which product which has been marketed with the slogan, "How do you eat yours"? I will help you. It's a 3-word answer. I'm after a 3-word answer. Here we go. What's that? After the Lord Mayor's show. Question number 2, which is a 2-word answer. Listen carefully. Which 1949 Ealing comedy film was called Tight Little Island when it was released in the USA due to a ban on having alcoholic drinks in titles? So question number 2 again. Which 1949 Ealing comedy film was called Tight Little Island when it was released in the USA due to a ban on having alcoholic drinks in titles? Seems a bit harsh, but there we have it. Now that is a 2-word answer, which may help you and may not do. Question number 3 is a little easier. Which alternative name for Shrove Tuesday refers to the type of food that is often eaten to celebrate it, especially in the UK, I suppose, and America? So which alternative name for Shrove Tuesday refers to the type of food that is often eaten to celebrate it? If it's any help, it's not Pfannkuchen, because me and my brother aunt used to call it Pfannkuchen Day. Probably giving it away again for all you German speakers, but never mind. Question number 4, again, is a 2-word answer. Listen carefully. Consisting of a paper strip running through a machine, what is generally regarded as the oldest digital electronic communications medium? So question number 4, consisting of a paper strip running through a machine, what is generally regarded as the oldest digital electronic communications medium? And finally, question number 5, what is the 1-word connection between the previous 4 answers? So question 5 again, what is the 1-word connection between the previous 4 answers? Interesting one, that. Not the easiest. Never easy when you've only got 2 of the answers. Just scratching around a bit. It's even worse when you get the connection just after you've handed your sheet of paper in. Oh. Right then, I'll move on to the next set of 4 general knowledge questions, and then I'll ask you for a connection between those. I will give you a bit of extra time at the end if we need it. So question number 6, listen carefully. When Britain first at heaven's command arose from out the azure main, is the first line of which famous song which originated from a poem by James Thomas and was set to music by Thomas Arne? Suppose that, well, I might have been singing this at the football, actually. So question number 6. When Britain first at heaven's command arose from out the azure main, is the first line of which famous song which originated from a poem by James Thomas and was set to music by Thomas Arne? Good old Tommy Arne. I've been bitten. Question number 7, listen carefully. What is knocked over in the film Independence Day, is beheaded in the film Cloverleaf, and is seen half buried in the sand in the film Planet of the Apes? Oh, that's a good film by any standard. Planet of the Apes. So question 7 again. What is knocked over in the film Independence Day, is beheaded in the film Cloverfield, and is seen half buried in sand in the film Planet of the Apes? I think one of those kind of gives it away a bit. Wooly Jewbacker. Just popped and see what's happening. All right, Wooly, how are you? I hope you're keeping well. We've had a question about Darth Vader tonight. I hope he's not still around, but never mind. Nice to see you back anyway. I hope you're keeping well. Question number 8. In Einstein's famous equation E equals mc squared, what does the letter C represent? So question number 8, in Einstein's famous equation, E equals mc squared, what does the letter C represent? So Mike, of course he's asking Mike, Wooly Chewbacca, hi Mike, just popped in to see what was happening. Mike's on with Steve and Tim. Good strong team tonight then, Mike. Come on, no excuses, you should know that one. As you should know this, number 9, place I've been, Sharjah is the 3rd largest city in which Middle Eastern country? Yes, good evening, Wooly Chewbacca, and nice to see you. Nice to see you. Lydia will be sending you your best as well. So question number 9, Sharjah is the 3rd largest city in which Middle Eastern country? And finally, of course, again, what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? So what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? Bit tricky, those two. So I will give you a minute just to try and sort them out. Lydia's plugging a computer running out of battery. We don't want that going dead, Lid. Just pull one of those plugs out altogether, Lid, because I don't think they're switched on. Are they on? No. Where's the little white blueberry snaps? Oh, they're on the table. Just unplug it. Ah. That's it. Right then, I'm guessing most teams need probably a little bit longer with that. I don't know. Just let me know if everybody's got it. That's fair enough. If not, if you need a little bit more time, just let me know. So I will remind you all again, there will be no further Wednesday quizzes, which is, well, I'm sorry about that, but there we go. It's one of those things. I couldn't carry on doing them forever and a day. It's been quite a long slog since last March, and it's been great to see so many teams taking part, both in the Wednesday and the Sunday night quizzes. But with things beginning now to return back to normal, we are starting a quiz next Thursday, which I know 1 or 2 teams have already signed up for at the Alexandra Arms, or the Alexander Tavern, as we like to call it now. That will be next Thursday night, which will start 8:30 start. So do remember to book a table, because, of course, we're still under certain restrictions. We've got to be sat down. But it'd be great to see as many teams there as possible. I know a lot of you don't come from the rugby area, which will make that very difficult. But never mind, if you do, and you fancy doing a Thursday night quiz, do come and join us. It will be hosted by Kevin Starkey, who's always a bit of a laugh, even if he does like Liverpool Football Club. But there we have it. Other than that, we'll be carrying on with the Sunday quizzes right the way through to the end of July, when eventually we will start the much-loved Sunday night quiz at the Victoria Inn on 1st of August. So there we have it. Need forever, as always, said Carol. Come on, Carol, use that brain. There's got to be something in there. Depends how many of the questions got right, Carol. I think it's probably harder with the 2 sets of 4 than it is with the 1 set of 9. James Bush, but we're going to try and get your brother to join us on an expedition to rugby for one of your quizzes. That'd be brilliant, Jane. Thank you. You'll enjoy it. Especially if we could stay on the Sunday night, you'd enjoy that. Well, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm sure Steve will be up for that sometime. Right then, everybody. Wait a minute. I've just lost my... Does anybody need any more time? Well, we're kind of giving up on that if we can't get it. Just quickly put down in the chat column if you need any more time before we go into the last round. If you haven't, you've just given up. Don't worry about it. Okay, let's do some marking then. Come on, I'll put you out of misery. Connections round. We started off. Here we are, pencils down. No more changing your answers now. Question 1, which product has been marketed with the slogan, how do you eat yours? Well, it's a Cadbury cream egg. Cadbury's cream egg was what I was after. Number 2, that Ealing comedy film that was called Tight Little Island when it was released in the USA, due to a ban on having alcoholic drinks in its titles. Well, it was called Whiskey Galore, of course. Whiskey Galore. Number 3 is better known as Pancake Day in the UK and the USA. Number 4, that was a tricky one, consisting of a paper strip running through a machine. It was called ticker tape. Ticker tape, which apparently is the oldest digital electronic communications medium. And of course, the one-word connection between them all was Scotch. Scotch egg, Scotch whiskey, Scotch pancake, Scotch tape. So well done if you got that, because that wasn't easy. Question number 6. When Britain first, at Heaven's command, arose from out the azure main, was the first line, of course, of Rule Britannia. Number 7, because that was number 6. Number 7 was the Statue of Liberty, of course. I do remember it in the film Planet of the Apes, Half Buried in the Sand. I don't remember the film Cloverleaf at all, because I don't suppose Cloverfield, is it? I've never seen it. But apparently beheaded, it's got to be some kind of statue. Number 8, E means the speed of light, or C represents, E is energy. C is the speed of light. Sharjah, of course, is the 3rd largest city in which Middle Eastern country. That's the United Arab Emirates. And finally, number 10, the connection basically is football stadiums. They were at one time or other all English Premier League football team stadiums. The Britannia Stadium, the Liberty Stadium, the Stadium of Light, and the Emirates Stadium. So well done if you got that, because that was tricky. So I'm not really expecting any full marks on that round, but if you did, fair play to you. And good quizzing, as always, in some teams. So let's have some scores in, see how you've fared, see whether that's equaled things up a bit or whether it's just made the divide even bigger. But I don't think Carol was sounding that confident, but never mind, we'll see. Okay, then, everybody, let's get some scores in, see how we're fared, and we'll go into the last round, general trivia, where, of course, number 1 starts off with a sturdy old anagram to get you going. Right. Robin's just saying Cloverfield is a great film. I'm sure I haven't seen it. Was it? Oh, well, maybe you are, but yeah, with the great, yes. It either means it is a great film or not at all. Split the difference then and moved on to 54 points. We've got the Lonely Hearts on 43 points. Famous Five have moved on to 50 points. Ian Miller on 44. David and Anderson on 46. Home Alone 6 have moved on to 49.5 with Charlie, Michelle and James on 48 points. Jane on her own tonight, 47 points. Carol Green, only 8, but she's moved on to 55 points. Sarah saying, oh dear, 39 points. That was a tricky one, wasn't it, Sarah? Martin Davis and the Weak Links, they've moved on to 51 points, as has PRS. As has Ian with his bottle of Shiraz, has also moved on to 55 points. He's put some expletive after that, but never mind. I expected it was the 2 links, but never mind. Mike Yates on 47. So that's an extra 3 for us. What, on top of the 10 is that, Jackie? 39.5. Well played. Mick Roberts said 53. Couldn't make the connections. Never mind. Clive and Janet, the teasers, on 46 points. So well played them. So in the 50s, we got Mick Roberts on 53. We got Ian with his bottle of shouts on 55. PRS 51. The half length 51. Carol Green 55 points, tying still at the top with Ian. However, it has closed a little bit. We've split the difference on 54, and the famous 5 also on 50, with Home Alone 6 not far behind on 49.5. So it's anybody's game as we go into the last round, which, of course, is just some general trivia, starting with a very straightforward anagram tonight. Nothing too testing. I was thinking of actually putting his middle name in, but none of you would have got it, I don't think. Well, you might have done. So question 1, 8 elm herrings. So 8, A-T-E, elm as in the tree, E-L-M, and herrings as in the fish is your anagram this evening, and your clue is a winner. I think that's enough. It's a 2-word answer all over. So 8 elm herrings is your anagram tonight, and your clue is a winner. I was thinking about letting you try and work out his middle name, but I think it was a bit tricky. So there we have it. Question number 2. Listen carefully. Which West End play was adapted from a 30-minute long radio play called Three Blind Mice when it was first broadcast in 1947? So question number 2. Which West End play was adapted from a 30-minute long radio play called Three Blind Mice when it was first broadcast in 1947? Question number 3. In 2007, which famous musician gained his doctorate in astronomy with a thesis entitled Radial Velocities in the Zodiacal Dust Cloud? Or is that zodiacal? I think it's zodiacal dust cloud, actually. So in 2007, which famous musician gained his doctorate in astronomy with a thesis entitled Radial Velocities in the Zodiacal Dust Cloud? Question number 4. This is probably one of the hardest ones of the night. According to the Acts of the Apostles, who was the apostle who was chosen to replace Judas Iscariot following Judas's betrayal of Jesus? So question number 4 again, according to the Acts of the Apostles, who was the apostle who was chosen to replace Judas Iscariot following Judas's betrayal of Jesus? Got to know your Bible well for that one, I expect. Question number 5, a 1968 quote by artist Andy Warhol said that in the future, everyone will be world famous for how many minutes? I didn't realise it was world famous, but no, I thought it was just famous. I'll have to look that quote up and make sure I got that right. So a 1968 quote by artist Andy Warhol said that in the future, everyone will be world famous for how many minutes? World famous indeed. Question number 6 is a bit trickier. How many stars were on the version of the US flag that was in use during both World War I and World War II? That's a good question. So how many stars were on the version of the US flag that was in use during both World War I and World War II? Question number 7 is a straightforward question. Which of the following do competitors do first in an Olympic triathlon? I'll give you the choice. Do they run, swim, or cycle? So question 7 again. Which of the following do competitors do first in an Olympic triathlon? I'll give you the choice. Do they run, swim, or cycle? Question number 8 is one for you to work out. It's a football question, which I know some teams will love or hate. Name the 3 football teams with a name ending in town that have competed in the English Premier League. I'll give you half a point for 2, but full point if you can get all 3. So name the 3 football teams with a name ending in town that have competed in the English Premier League. George just joined us. He's saying, hey, Nick, happy Wednesday. I hope you're keeping well, George. Here's to you, mate. I'll give you a second to try and work that one out. Question number 9. Also the name of a shipping forecast area. What is the name given to the most northerly point of the island of Ireland? So question number 9 again. Also the name of a shipping forecast area. What is the name given to the most northerly point of the island of Ireland? And to wrap it up tonight, question number 10, to put you all out of your misery. Question number 10, which famous Vincent was the subject of Don McLean's 1972 #1 hit single called Vincent? So question number 10 again, which famous Vincent was the subject of Don McLean's 1972 #1 hit single called Vincent? I love Freddie Starr's version. I don't know Freddie Starr's version, but I will watch it, I'm sure. I presume it must be on YouTube, is it, Ian? Let me know. Right, there were 10 general knowledge questions. I will give you just a little bit more time to properly work out the football one, because that was a bit awkward. Yeah, I'll watch it afterwards, Ian. Do you fancy coming to the quiz at the Alexandra Arms then? Week tomorrow. You're more than welcome. You can get a team together or yourself or whatever else. Not that you can do Hoglet Watch from there, but never mind. They'll still be out when you get back, I'm sure. Right, does anybody need any more time? We're ready to do some marking. Just let me know if you need a bit more time. As I say, this will be the last Wednesday night quiz, and it's been so good to do them for the last year or so. In my reckoning, we've done about, well, we're on Corona quiz 128. If we take off one Wednesday, about 63. We've done 63 Wednesday night quizzes. And congratulations to all those teams that have done just about all of them. Yes, thanks, PRS. That probably means I've written something in the order of 4,200 odd questions. And that's just for the Wednesday night. So we're looking total of about 8,000 questions. Now, I know some of those have probably been repeated or in a different form, but never mind. See, no, that's fine. We used to go to the one in Long Lawford. I can't remember the Lawford Arms, was it? They did one there for a while. But yeah, it was a bit dreadful. That was a long time ago. No. Right, then let's go through some marking in this round then. The general trivia round. So 8 elm herrings, that was your anagram tonight, and the clue was a winner. It was Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling. Number 2, the West End play was adapted from a 30-minute radio play called 3 Blind Mouse. Of course, that was the Mousetrap. Number 3, the guy that did his degree in doctorate in astronomy was Brian May. Number 4, that was tricky. According to the Acts of the Apostles, who was the apostle who was chosen to replace Judas Iscariot? That was Matthias. I suppose if you watch Monty Python, when they try getting rid of Matthias, son of Deuteronomy of Gath, but I tried looking that up and it's nothing to do with him because they don't know his father, but never mind. So Matthias was what I was after. Apparently Andy Warhol said that it's everybody's future. Everyone was world famous for 15 minutes. Number 6, how many stars were on the US flag during World War I and World War II? Well, of course, 2 states have been added since. Those 48 I was after. 48 stars were on the flag. Number 7, which of the following do competitors do first in the triathlon? They swim, of course, and then they run out the water and jump on their bike. Number 8, now then, 2, there's a point up for grabs here, or half point if you couldn't get them. I wanted Huddersfield Town, Ipswich Town, and Swindon Town. So if you got all 3, that's a point. If you got 2, it's half a point. Question number 3, also the name of a shipping forecast area. What's the name given to the most northerly point on the island of Northern Ireland? That is Malin Head. Malin Head. And final number 10 was Vincent van Gogh, of course. Apparently, he was singing about Vincent van Gogh. So well done if you got that. There are some tricky ones in there, I have to say. I don't expect everybody to get all those, but never mind. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to do that. Anyway, so let's just get some scores in first. Oh no. What's Penny said? Sorry, gave up after round 5. We've been arranging emergency doggy care. Only going into hospital. Oh, no. Oh, dear. It was a bit like my mother, that was. She had a crash with the dog once in the car, and we had to go out and rescue the dog that was tethered to a post on the A45, the A5, actually. Right, here we go. David and Anderson have ended up on a very respectable 53 points. Ian Miller, 51.5 PRS, however, done very well, 60 points. Sarah's done very well. She's in 43.5, going out on our worst score possible ever. Never mind, Sarah. It's all the taking part that counts. Mick Roberts, very good round that, Mick. 62 for you and Bev. Half-baked links on 57. We've got the famous 5 on 57.5. Jane saying all the 5s, 55.5. Carol Green, 64.5 points. Fantastic score. Well played, Carol. Home Alone 6 on 57.5. Jackie skipped. So in the last 2 rounds, we got a total of 7.5. So they're on 41. Never mind. It's taking part. Oh, poor dog. Leslie, but thanks, says Leslie. Thanks. Thanks, Leslie. Split the difference, 64. We've had the staff in, by the way, Leslie, for extra training this week. 2 nights running, apparently. So whether you get served any faster the next time, we'll see. But I'll keep on it until we get it sorted. Lonely Hearts, 49 points. Split difference, 64 points. Well played them. We had Ian. He's added 8 to his score, 63 points. Clive and Janet, the Teasers, on 56 points. So well done that. Mike Yates on 53 points. Michelle, 55 points. Anyway, let's just have a look at the scores then and the winners. So tonight, it appears that Carol Green has pipped it on 64.5 points after dipping out on the connections round. Pipping Ian. Oh, no, Ian. No, she's pipped, split the difference, I think. who ended up on 64 points, with Ian and his butler Shiraz on 63 points. We also had, wait a minute, somebody else on 63 points. Oh no, Mick Roberts, 62 points. So close tonight. And oh yes, Ian, well, no, I've got the same prize. Anyway, thanks everybody for taking part tonight. It's been a pleasure. Me and Lids will miss the Wednesday nights because it means we can get together and watch the telly and things like that. Yeah, with the quiz starting next week, I can't be writing quizzes forever and a day. So it's been great, and it's been great to do a Wednesday night quiz and keep you all entertained. I hope you've all enjoyed it. For those, of course, that still want to carry on, we'll be doing my Sunday night quiz right until the end of July. So do come and join us for the Sunday night quizzes. Until then, it's cheers from me, cheers from Lydia, and good night from Ange and the gang. And it's been great to do these over the last year. I hope you've all enjoyed them, and we will see you again some sunny day. So good night all. Thank you very much.